What is up, Columbus? We are here at the Ground Sound Studio, and joining me is your Columbus-based alt-hip-hop duo, Label Me Lecter, Mike and B.
What up, man?
Fellas, thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining us in the studio, I should say.
Thank you, bro. Man. Thank you.
So you guys just rocked out with Someday. Our viewers just, if you didn't hear Someday, check it out. They just performed it. What was it like? Can you tell us just a little bit about this song, first and foremost? I mean, it's an inspiring, motivating, uplifting jam. Thanks for performing it.
Yeah, man, appreciate you. So as the lyricist behind Someday, I actually started writing it August 17th, which is my mom's birthday, and it's the fastest song that I've ever written in my entire life. I wrote it in like a day, from production standpoint to bars all the way through. It was just, God was with me that day, you know what I mean? It was like, it literally wrote itself, and I wrote it honestly to be a filler on the project, on Dreams, and it ended up being everybody's favorite song by far.
Yeah, it's on the EP Dreams, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little about working on Dreams, Mike?
Yeah. So, I mean, to piggyback off of that, it was kind of a roller coaster because you had that song who he wrote in less than a day.
Absolutely.
And then there were a couple other songs that were just not more difficult, but it just took more time. And that one, it just, for whatever reason, just came naturally, and from the bars and the production and the drums too. But we didn't really expect it to take off the way it did.
Absolutely not.
So it's still a little weird to us to even comprehend it, but it's been awesome.
Yeah, you said you wrote on your mom's birthday. You didn't even you thought it was just gonna be a filler song.
100% filler. I thought that Dreams was gonna be a dope record. I thought Find My Way would be people's favorite, but Dear World. But I literally wrote Someday. I've never written anything to be a filler like that.
Right.
I didn't think it was going to inspire people the way that it did. And the first person that told me that it was the one was my 15, almost 16-year-old daughter Kaya. Called me and was like, "Daddy, this is the one." And I was like, "What?" And 3 months later, everybody was like, "That was our favorite jam."
Hey, well, Kaya, you know what's up. You keep your dad. You let your dad know.
Kaya knows what's up. Shouts to Brianna too. But
Kaya gets songs before I get to hear songs.
It's true. Kaya and Brianna, the girls hear everything before anybody else does. I send it to them, and I know they'll tell me the truth. You know, they're 18 and 16. They're in the music scene, and have a very good ear. And they've actually been like, "Nah, Daddy, you can write doper bars than that. Like, you can come harder." So I know they'll tell me the truth.
Well, I gotta say, I was in the car because he was getting a lot of radio play, and I go, I hadn't heard this. I'd actually probably heard it the third or fourth time on the radio, and by then I was like, what is this? Who is this band? And then I found out you guys were here in Columbus. I was like, whoa, no way. And that's when I had to reach out. So the song is just doing amazing, and I think for me it was just that it was really inspiring. It was something you don't typically always hear on the radio. It really stood out in a good, positive way.
We appreciate that. Yeah. We appreciate that.
And shouts to CD 102.5 for just being our platform and supporting it and
believing
willing to play it. So.
Absolutely, because it's not. You're absolutely right. It's not their typical. They're not
alternative rock.
They're not usually playing rap music. Now they are Blueprint, shouts to Blueprint and all that stuff, but them playing a song with a faith base, if you feel the faith behind it and all of that behind it, for them to go out on a limb and play that, yeah, man, big time.
It spoke to me, so shout outs to 102.5, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for giving them a platform to come in here. Tell us a little about Label Me Lecter and you guys coming together and meeting. Can you tell us a little about your story?
How much time we got?
Straight up.
Go, man. You got this. You take it.
He keeps looking at you, though. He keeps looking like he's
I appreciate you.
Hey,
the drummer doesn't give much love.
I think he's just in my excitement. Here we come. I got you, B.
I think he's asking you a question. I don't want to talk over you.
I'll chime in.
So LML came to be, like I was telling you earlier before, I don't know how much time we had, but a producer from New York City, and I were working on a solo project, stole all my money, stole all of my beats. I'm 32, 33 years old, thought that my career was pretty much over. And I called my best friend Zach, told him I need a MIDI controller, I need a keyboard. I had no idea what I was going to do with it. I never played the keyboard or made a beat in my life, but the first 2 years was just pure anger. Sitting behind the keys, just so mad that somebody would do me like that. And I just didn't feel like it was over yet. So I taught myself how to play, taught myself how to do Logic, taught myself how to put strings and bass lines together, and then I called Mike pretty much at the beginning, and I was like, yo, bro, I have an idea. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with this idea, but I need 2 years, and I think I can figure something out. He was like, go. And that became the Sirens and Silence EP. Started doing shows. People were like, this is dope. We were like, really?
So, I mean, I gotta back up a little bit.
No, bro, do you?
He was doing his solo thing. I was involved in alternative pop rock band in college. We'd play shows, but we weren't used to people coming to shows besides like my parents and my sibling and their friends.
Right.
But so we weren't used to that or used to any positive feedback. So when that started happening, it's still to this day. We're still kind of getting used to accept it. But I was doing my own thing. He was doing his own thing, and we met collabing with the band that I was in, and he would come and do some guest features. Long story short, our band broke up. B and I just stayed really close, and I was like, "Yo, bro, take as much time as you want.
I'm here. We're
here.
gonna do this."
We're gonna do
Yeah.
it." So we did it. That was 2015. We had our first show.
Like July 2015 was our first show, just to like see what people thought. We had like 5 songs done. You know what I'm saying? We literally were up on stage just talking to fill space. You know what I mean? And then like February 16, we dropped like the EP and did our first show, Sirens and Silence, and like the last 2 years it's just progressively come from there. And then 2017, my goal was to write a song a month, and that became Dreams. I just locked myself in and I didn't even let him hear stuff. You know what I mean? Like it was a real personal thing for me on that one. It really was. It came from a very personal place, and I like locked myself in the room and just did it, and then kind of let him hear it, and he was like, "Oh shit, well, this is dope."
Right on.
You know what I mean? But I will never do that to him again. But I needed it. I needed it for me. I did.
Well, yeah, Dreams was awesome. You put that out. Mike was right there for you. What about Label Me Lecter? Just the name in general. I gotta know, what was the story behind this? Where does Label Me Lecter come from?
It basically means call me crazy. To break it all down, it means call me crazy. I have a family friend back in the day. We were doing T-shirts. Me and my best friend Zach. Shouts to Zach. We were doing T-shirts. Friend of family called the Lecters. I thought Label Me Lecter for a T-shirt for them, like 2011. After the dude did that stuff to me with the money and feeling like I was really losing my mind trying to figure out the music thing, Label Me Lecter, the band name, came back to me when I presented it to Mike, and it kind of stuck. But it just means call me crazy. You just never know what to expect on stage. You just never know what to expect from our sound and songs changing. So it just means call me crazy.
And how do you guys feel up on stage now?
How do we feel?
Yeah. How do you feel?
That's kind of my zone. This is weird to me. I don't like this whatsoever. I feel like Ricky Bobby. Just don't know what to do with my hands. I kind of just, not to be cliche, but just get lost up there, and I'm sure you feel the same way. That's just kind of, it's funny. I get more nervous on stage in front of like 10 people than I would be in front of a couple thousand.
For sure.
Probably just the intimacy level of it. It's
for sure
smaller, but that's my spot. And I have all my stuff around me, so I'm kind of like guarded. You know what I'm saying? I'm behind my drums, so I don't know if that's like a psychological thing, but.
Right on. Well, we have Dreams. We have Siren Silence. We have a full-length project coming out.
Nope, we retire. We actually came here to tell you guys all this has been a great ride.
We're done.
It's it.
I don't believe it. Don't believe him at all. You gotta tell us a little about this upcoming project, the full length. I know it's in the works currently, right?
It is. We're probably about 4 to 6 songs in. I've been doing a lot of writing, using a lot of new sounds. Mike has had a few listening sessions, and he likes the way that it's going. He's adding his input a lot earlier and adding his co-production a lot earlier in this project, which is making it better. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. I can't lie. We've never done a full length, and I don't mean to talk for both of us, but we've never done a full length, and I think we put a poll out to our fans like 3 months ago. Asked, you want an EP, which will come faster,
right?
We wanted a full length album, and it was pretty unanimous. Like they all wanted.
They're gonna wait.
They want that full length. So probably 2020, I would think, with production and mixing and mastering and drums and all of that stuff. Probably spring 2020, summer 2020, whenever it's done.
Whenever it's finished.
Whenever it's finished. It's coming. We promise. It's coming. It's crazy that people are actually like
anticipating. Yeah, it's not crazy.
Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
If you think that's crazy, you probably have a lot more coming your way that you're just gonna blow your mind. Label Me Lecter, Columbus-based all hip hop duo. Mike and B, thank you fellas so much for joining us here in the Ground Sound Studio.
Shouts to Ground Sounds, man. You guys are dope. We're very, very impressed, man. We're very impressed.
Keep a lookout for that first full length coming your way soon. It's gonna be finished when it's finished, but it's coming. Thank you, fellas.
Thank you.
Yes.